Okay, let's do landmarks on the long bones of the leg and its attachments. On the femur, you have a distinct head and a distinct neck. So head of femur, neck of femur. Then on the femur, like tubercles, these guys here are called trochanters. So they're bigger than tubercles. That's why they have a different name, but they still serve the same purpose, ligament and tendon attachment. So greater, same idea, sits up higher than the lesser. And then if you go down to the bottom, this is still on the back side, you can see the condyles well on the back side. Now they do come up and come to the front a little bit, but you can see them really good on the back side. Remember, the humerus, you can see those condyles great on the front side, but on this femur, you can see them well on the back side. Now these are called medial and lateral condyles. Medial because it's on the side that's toward the midline of the body. Lateral because it's on the side that's of the femur that's toward the side of the body. So how do you know which is which? Well, always on long bones, like we did in the humerus, the upper arm, the head is always medial. It's always facing toward the midline of the body. So if we go to our head and we come down, this is our medial condyle. This is our lateral condyle. Okay, so medial is always on the head side of the bone, and that will mean it's toward the midline of the body. The tibia and the fibula, remember the tibia is the big bone, it's always toward the midline of the body. On both legs. The fibula is always toward the side of the body on both legs. The tibia has a tuberosity right here. You can feel it under your knee from the outside. So if you'll go to your patella or kneecap and then come down your leg, you can feel your tibial tuberosity. Same as the tuberosity on the radius. It's for ligament and tendon attachment. And then at the bottom, you have two styloid processes on each one, but they're not called styloid processes. Here they're called the malleolus. On the fibula, since it's toward the lateral side of the body, this is your lateral malleolus. And the one on the tibia, since it's toward the midline, is the medial malleolus. Now these is what we call our ankles on the sides of our foot, but these aren't really your ankles. They are the styloid processes, medial malleolus and lateral malleolus of the tibia and the fibula. And they, of course, sit down right onto your talus bone of your foot. So that's where they sit. You can see them here. They sit on the talus bone. And lastly, the pelvic bone, it has a good meaning. It has spines on the sides instead of the back, so it's got really more to the side, but two on the posterior side. Remember, this notch is the back side or posterior side. You will see two spines on the back side. This is the posterior superior iliac, because we're on the ilium spine, and the posterior inferior, the one on the bottom, inferior iliac spine. And then if we go around the front side, anterior superior, anterior inferior. And then you have the iliac crest on the top. It's a ridge of bone, remember? Okay. And then on the back side, you have your ischium. So if we go to our back side, here's our notch. The ischium has the ischial spine on it. So there's your ischial spine. And then you have your socket here, which is called your acetabulum or acetabulum, depending on which part of the country you're from. It is the socket that the head of the femur fits in. So there are your landmarks, and that's how you use some tricks here to what is front and what is back. Remember, the big notch is toward the back, and that will help you get your correct spine.